Hey guys, and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be addressing a question that I keep getting. It's basically the same question, just asked in various different ways. And it was also a consideration of mine back in the very early days when I started my very first Amazon store. And that's to do with the naming convention of your store. People want to know, and they keep asking, do they go specific with a name or do they go more general with a name? And it's kind of a twofold answer. My recommendation would be, particularly if it's your first Amazon store and you're in the early days of the whole Amazon FBA journey, most definitely go more general. And there's two reasons for it really. The first one is you don't want to get too niche specific on a name, because you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what your second or your third or your fifth or your 10th products are going to be. And what you don't want to do is kind of put yourself into a corner. If you call your store something very specific, like the name of a specific product, like Paul's flags or Paul's t-shirts or whatever it may be, and then your second or your third products aren't anything to do with that, excuse me, it makes no sense. So in that respect, I would go far more broad with the name. The second part of that is, if in the future you find products or you find a particular product that's selling very, very well, there's no reason that you can't go and open a second Seller Central store. And that second Seller Central store caters purely to that niche or to that product. And then with the naming convention, you can obviously get very, very specific. But I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're probably in the earlier days of your Amazon journey. And if that's the case, then definitely go more general. One thing I would say with this though is don't let this slow you down. I see it time and time and time again, and I was somewhat guilty of it, more so with the company name and the private labeling aspect of it. But you get so deep in trying to be a perfectionist. You want the logo absolutely perfect. You want the name absolutely perfect. You're spending so much time on these things that you'll find out after you've had multiple products, those things really don't matter. It's really not got a lot to do with what the label or the logo looks like or what you call your store. But those are the things that in the early days, they're very easy to get stuck on, and they really, really do slow you down. So my recommendation, kind of in summary, would be, if you're in your early days, particularly if this is your first Amazon store, just go general. Try and find kind of just a general name that doesn't even really describe what it is that you're selling. Just kind of a general name that covers or could potentially cover anything. It doesn't matter whether you're selling outdoor goods, indoor, electronics, whatever it may be. It's not going to be out of place if you call it under kind of like an umbrella name. And then as you're further down the line, if you cross that bridge, then of course you can open a second Seller Central account or whatever it is that you want to do to really kind of narrow down. But just for now, don't let it slow you down. Just call it something very, very broad, something that's not really too descriptive on the product or on the niche, and just run with that. It's far more important to get good products, good prices, and the things that you really do need to be focusing on, instead of the stuff that kind of, it doesn't matter, but in the early days you think that it does matter. Hopefully that answered your question. If you do have any more follow-up questions to that, then just drop them in the comments below. I check it 2-3 times a day, and I always do my best to answer everybody's questions. And obviously, if you've never been to this channel before, you've never seen any of my stuff, hit the subscribe button. I've got a ton of stuff coming out in the future. Thanks for watching.